Hi, Joe. Hi, Anthony.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
Very good, thank you. How are you doing?
Wonderful.
Good, thank you.
Wonderful. So, Anthony, Joe, and Dhanush, congratulations on The Grey Man. Dhanush, in fact, you've been a prominent lead in several Indian films, which I've absolutely loved watching you in, of course. So, as an actor, what did you gain from your role in The Grey Man, and how do you think this role will contribute to, I guess, maintaining that trajectory that you've had in Indian cinema?
Uh, well, there's so much to learn as an actor. There's always so much to learn from every film you do. And from this film, the stunt choreography, the way they approached the stunt choreography, there was so much for me to learn, and there was so much for me to apply again here back in in my other films. I understood there is another way to do it. There is another approach for everything, and I felt this opened up a new door for me, new dimension for me to approach the characters I play in my other films.
Right, and I'm glad you mentioned this actually, because you've always worked your magic in action. I think when it comes to several movies in India, be it VIP or the Mari series. So how does the action, I guess, differ from the style that you're used to in South Indian cinema?
See, there's no difference. You can't hit your poster. It's the same. It's pretty much the same, but it's the it's the kind of preparation that is different. We make so many films, and I do 4 or 5 films a year, 4 films a year. So there's very less time for the preparation. When there's more preparation, the precision is better. The result is better. Everything is better when there's more time. So otherwise, it's pretty much the same.
Right, interesting. Anthony and Joe, it's interesting how gatekeepers of the world go against each other in your earlier work, Captain America Civil War. And here, a person from the CIA gets hunted down by essentially his own people. So as filmmakers, what intrigued you the most about finding the gray within the sort of good sort of protagonist that we're used to seeing?
Yeah. I mean, we like lead characters that are more complex, not everyone is all good, not everyone is all bad. Well, some people are all bad, but the idea that the character from the book that Ryan Gosling's character CR6 that he was rebelling against a corrupt patriarchy. He had an abusive father. He went to prison because of his abusive father. He then gets conscripted by the CIA to work for them, and then is abused by the CIA. So as a character, it feels like a very modern character to us, one that was just simply looking for, 5 minutes of freedom before he died. And, something tragic in that concept. But ultimately, what we like about him is that even though he's a trained killer, he leans towards humanity. That Claire, the young girl in the movie, forces him to step out of the gray and into the light to embrace his humanity again, to do something noble, and try and save her. And all the characters in the movie are operating in the gray. Dhanush's character is in the gray. He's a hired killer, one of the best in the world, who comes in to collect a bounty. But when he realizes the sociopathy that he's dealing with, he extricates himself from the situation. He doesn't want to be involved with it anymore. It runs up against his own code, and we find that interesting about characters who operate on the periphery, who are killers. Is what are their boundaries? What still makes them adhere to some level of humanity?
Sure. And I think it's wonderful how you've worked with several Indian talents in your career. Randeep Huda, among others in Extraction, Dhanush in The Grey Man, and now also Priyanka Chopra in Citadel as well, which I'm very, very excited for, let me tell you. So what objective do you as filmmakers have when featuring talents from India? And how do you ensure that major talents, like whether it's Dhanush, whether it's Randeep or Priyanka, how do you ensure that these stars are given substantial roles rather than just satisfying a diversity criteria per se?
Well, look, it comes from, it all starts with the vibrancy of the Indian film community. That has, because it is such a robust and successful film community, the people who work in that system and move up through that system are incredibly talented. So
some of the best in the
you have
world
like
at what
this
they do.
amazing talent collection there in India of filmmakers and storytellers and actors and the entire range of everybody who contributes to filmmaking. There's an incredible talent base in India. So for Joe and I, we aspire to be international storytellers. We really are excited by the ability that we all have in this day and age to communicate globally through cinema. And it's an incredible opportunity. And we find it the most resonant and sort of satisfying version of cinema is when you can communicate with people around the world through a movie, with a movie. And so our job as storytellers is to figure out how do we craft narratives that speak most resonantly to a global audience. I mean, we never approach it in a manner of like, we're trying to satisfy diversity. That's not interesting to us. What's interesting to us is discovering things of substantive value, whether in every corner of the world, whether it be India or the Middle East or China or anywhere. Just trying to find things of value that can speak to the rest of the world, and to find a collaborator like Dhanush to be able to storytell together and sort of and have audiences, and have audiences respond to that. That's the goal.
So I'm a bit curious, actually. So I guess, will Citadel also have a bit of the grayness that we've seen in The Grey Man as well? Because I'm very excited for that project. So it'll be wonderful to get some info on that.
Yeah, it's an incredibly exciting project
Citadel?
as well. Yeah, Citadel, yeah.
Yeah, Citadel is very similar world. I mean, it's an espionage world. Anth and I tend to take the way that our anxieties and the way that we're feeling about the world at the moment and fuse it into our storytelling. And both the world of The Gray Man and the world of Citadel, are complicated. We have characters that are confronted with, really, interesting, dramatic issues, and they have to rise above and re-embrace their humanity. And we think that that's a really resonant theme at the moment.
Sure. I think, Dhanush, on a parting note, actually, very quickly, this year marks 20 years, I think, since your acting debut. I can't believe it's gone so quick. Since then, and aside from acting, you've been a producer, director, lyricist, and playback singer also. A man of many, many talents and a very treasure for us. So what has been the greatest challenges for you over these 2 decades of work? It's a very heavy question to end on, apologies, but I would love to know, nonetheless, your experiences of that.
To keep myself sane.
Right.
It's a big circus, and sometimes you kind of, it's a very, like you said, it's a very deep question. But the biggest challenge is to keep myself focused and keep myself, to keep the passion, the hunger alive. And that's the big thing, to not lose interest, and to keep looking forward to do more things, interesting things with the same passion, the same fire. That is the most challenging, by God's grace. And I'm still very, very, I'm challenging myself. I'm looking for more challenges. I'm still very, very hungry for more challenges. So that's it. That as long as you stay focused, as long as you understand your blessings, and as long as you understand that you've been given a gift, the passion will stay alive.
Bless you. Well, Thank you very much, Dhanush. Thank you, Anthony and Joe. And Dhanush, we're very proud of you. So thank you so much for being such a great, great treasure of our country. And Anthony and Joe, thank you so much for also being such a great encourager of our talents. Also, it's great to see filmmakers like yourself do that. So thank you so much, and
very much.
wishing you all the very best for the Grey Man and future projects.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Very
you.
nice.
Thank you very much.
And you are. Give it to me. You wanna go first?
You go.